And now it's time for What's Hot, where we talk about the stories that have us all talking.
We're joined today by Barb Bartlein. She is the people pro. Jeff Wagner is the guy who lives inside your radio. Okay, the 1972 Miami Dolphins, the only undefeated Super Bowl winning team in NFL history, visited the White House today to meet President Obama. They couldn't do it back at the time because President Nixon had some Watergate trouble going on. 3 members of the team today refused to go simply because they don't like the president. Justified or petty?
I think it's kind of petty. I mean, I don't know, when they say they don't like the president, they don't like his politics, they don't like what he's doing, or they don't like him as a person, or all of the above. It doesn't make sense to me. He represents one of the highest offices in the world, and this was an honor for them. If it was me, I would have gone.
Well, I think, last time I checked, it was a free country, and I think they have every right to make the decision that they either show up or they don't show up. Now, it would have been rude and disrespectful to show up and be rude to the president. I wouldn't condone that, but if you don't like the guy's policies, I think you have every right to say, look, I'm going to stay home. Everybody else can go, that's fine, but I'm not comfortable doing it.
Well, it kind of feels, Jeff, like, I'm going to take my ball and go home. You know, to me, it seems a little petty.
Well, but I don't think they have an obligation to go. I mean, like, again, if they want to go, that's fine. Don't go and be rude. But what's petty? If they just don't support the president, regardless of who the president is, I don't think that they should be forced to go. I don't think you should make somebody show up and say, here, shake the hand of a guy that you don't respect or don't like.
Whatever happened to respecting the office instead of just the person?
Isn't it bigger than the man?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. And this wasn't to honor Obama. It was to honor them. I see it a little bit differently. And you're right. I mean, it's a free country. They didn't have to go. They shouldn't be forced to go. But personally, I wouldn't miss a chance to meet a president no matter what I thought of him.
Well, sure. And I understand that. I mean, and believe me, I've had the opportunity to meet presidents that I didn't vote for and didn't agree with. And that's fine, because I do agree but I think it's an individual choice. And I'm not going to diss these guys because they made that decision for themselves. The other people that went, that's absolutely fine. My guess is there's a lot of people that went that probably don't support the president, but they went out of respect for the office and the chance to, go to the White House. That's fine too.
Who's the bigger person here, the guy who stayed home or the guy who went despite his personal beliefs?
Well, I don't think there's a winner or a loser. I just think it's an individual choice.
It's a statement, though.
It is a statement. They were trying to make a statement.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
All right, and topic 1. Coming up next, how one person's final wishes had a lot of people reaching for the sky. Time for the viewer's choice topic of the day.
And again, we're joined by Barb Bartlein and Jeff Wagner of 620 WTMJ. Our top viewer's choice topic today, a report shows that boys are nearly 5 times more likely to be expelled from preschool than girls. In grades K through 2, boys account for 70% of suspensions, oftentimes for minor problems. Has school become too hostile for boys?
This is preschool we're talking about here.
Darn right. Darn right. Now, look, everybody understands there's a difference between little boys and little girls, but this is the thing. Little boys being little boys, every once in a while they're going to act up. They're getting expelled too much. They're getting diagnosed as having ADD, and they're being drugged. I say stand up for little boys' rights.
Oh, come
on. Here we go. Here we go. I guess the issue I have with this story is we're talking about preschool. How hard is it really to control a preschooler? I don't think it's all that tough. Some logical consequences, maybe a timeout, whatever. I never heard of expelling kids that young. So I think maybe we do need to stand up for the boys in this one.
Okay, that's the whole idea. It's this, we take this behavior that used to be kind of normal. Okay, they're being rambunctious boys, and now we try to classify it or label it, or we toss these kids out. You're right. What do you have to do to get expelled from first grade, for goodness sakes?
Well, how come the girls aren't getting expelled? These are
because they're not made of snips and snails and puppy dog tails.
and they probably play quieter games. What I saw in this article is a lot of the kids were making swords or, taking their sandwich and turning it into a gun for play. I remember doing much the same thing a number of years ago when I was in grade school. I think kids just do that. I think maybe we've become overly political correct. I don't know.
I'm all about sharing, but I'm not even going to share some of the things I used to do when I was like in 1st and 2nd grade. That's just going to stay between me and the teachers.
Okay, time now for the lightning round.
Yeah, one person's final wishes were honored as $10,000 in cash rained down from a helicopter.
That sent everybody scrambling to try and grab whatever money they could. 90 seconds. Would you throw down all your cash from the sky?
No way. No way. If I wanted to give somebody money, I'd go and give it to that person. I don't think I'd do it this way.
See, I love this story. I do. Here's the deal. If by some chance I happen to live longer than my wife, here's the deal. I'm going to take care of my niece and nephew, and after that, I want to buy the world a drink. I want to go out of this world with nothing, and this is a great way to kind of do it. Just drop it off and watch what happens.
Okay, we all heard it. Jeff's going to buy us a drink. I like it.
That's going to be my last act, which means that you got to be around when I go.
Why do we need to wait that long, Jeff Wagner?
Yeah, good point.
Well, because you don't want to spend all your money and then, find yourself, that, you are going to need it. So you got to have that perspective here.
Don't you just want to spend some of it, though, while you're here so you can appreciate the company you're in?
Well, I enjoy that. That's why yesterday my friend Annie promised she's going to buy me a cocktail sometime.
That's
so
right.
I'm going to take her up on that.
Yeah, but love don't cost a thing, is what I was told. So that's free and never ending. Right, Steve?
It just sounds like Jeff wants to die broke, and I'm in favor of that, too.
There's a bill for everything, including
Right.
love. I just want to point that out. Love comes with a receipt.
You and I will talk later about that beverage, Jeff.
All right. That's it. What's Hot discussion will continue online. You can find that page at tmj4.com/hot.